So before I jump in, ask yourself why you clicked on this video. So is there an uncomfortable truth that you know, or is there an uncomfortable truth that you don't know, but that is affecting you? I mean, either way, I'll get into this, but it's important to ask yourself that to get a good understanding of where you are now. So the truth is, you've probably gotten a little bit too comfortable. And as Lizzo puts it, truth hurts, right? And I spoke with a firm owner recently, and it really, really did affect me, and it's still affecting me to this day because I really cared, right? I cared about getting this guy results. I cared about him making a difference in his life. And he told me he currently had 700 tax clients, but he wanted more advisory ones. And the current clients he had and the way the business was currently running wasn't how he wanted it to be ran. And remember, this guy probably quit his 9 to 5 to start his own firm, having all these dreams of having free time, loads of money, etc. And now he's found himself in this position where he doesn't have any free time. He has money, but he can't spend that money anywhere. And it's just not what he expected. And again, I could tell he started his business for these reasons, but just didn't go the way he planned. So he just kept saying yes to clients that he really should have been saying no for. And he ended up having a business with obviously non ideal clients. So after I walked him through our presentation, he hesitated, right? I never pitched him price, didn't tell him how much it cost. I was just walking through return on investment and what he should expect working with us. And I could tell he wanted to move forward, but there was just this massive wall blocking him, right? And I am dead confident in our service. So what I did was I offered him a no-brainer offer. I said to him, if you don't sign at least 2 clients, which for him was $17,000 up front and I believe about $4,000 each month moving forward, which was much, much more than how much our service was, then we'll give him a full refund, right? And he was already spending $1,200 a month on ads, so that made absolutely no difference to him. But he was just fighting this battle in his head. And as I mentioned, he was already spending $1,200 on ads, and it was bringing him no results, literally zero. And then at the end, he was like, I need another 2 weeks. After just going in circles with him, he said he needed 2 weeks to make a decision. Now, first of all, let me get this straight. If you ever tell someone you need to think about it, if your prospects ever say I need to think about it, they're not going to be sitting on their rocking chair with a glass of water in their hand, rocking back and forth, thinking, should I move forward with this deal? No. 1 week will go by, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and eventually it becomes this thing that happened a while back and you just never made a decision on it. Um, and 1 year or 2 years later, you'll be in the same position you are today and you'll think, damn, maybe I should have moved forward. And the thing is, I walked him through the best case and worst case, and he agreed they were logical. I said, what if you work with us, worst case scenario, we don't sign 2 clients, you get a full refund, you back to where you are now, right? That happens anyway. Or maybe even sign 1 client. And best case scenario, you sign 5 or 6 clients, you make a ridiculous return on investment, and you you walk away happy, right? Or you don't even walk away. We keep working together, we keep scaling the firm, we replace your non-ideal clients with ideal ones. And I said, in the case that you don't work with us, you continue to lose 1,200 a month. There is no best case scenario, and the worst case scenario is the best case because there is no best case scenario. I said, does that make sense? Is that logical? He said, yeah, that is logical. And after, again, going in circles, he said he still needed another 2 weeks. And this is the thing, his indecision is quite literally costing him $600 in the minimum. And he definitely isn't going to move forward. So when he doesn't move forward, his indecision is going to cost him $1,200 a month every single month because he's not good at running ads. It's just the way it is. And it's not just costing him that, but it's the opportunity cost of what if he did run good ads, proper ads of someone that knows how to do it, then he's losing out on potentially 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clients. So that's what bothered me. There was just clearly this huge wall of comfort blocking him. And I could tell throughout the call because there was just these huge gaps of silence where he was just really considering it. But he just said, I need more time, right? I don't make decisions on the spot. But this isn't an on the spot decision. You've been thinking about this for him, it was since February. So he'd been thinking about this for the last 4 months, about how he needs to change his strategy. So that doesn't sound like an on the spot decision to me. And he got too comfortable, he got scared of the risk, and that's it. But again, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, however long, he's going to realize he lost a bunch of money and he could have changed his life, but he decided not to. And here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, does that sound like me? Do I sound like the prospect that always comes to the edge of moving forward, but I just get too comfortable? And if it does remind you of yourself, then you have to ask yourself, where am I now? Where do I want to be, or where did I want to be when I first started this business? And is the gap big enough for me to take the leap? Because if you're 100k a month and you want to get to 110k and you have to risk, tens of thousands just to add an extra 10k a month, maybe it's not worth it. But if you're at 20k a month and you had dreams of getting to 100k a month and having a completely automated firm where you basically do none of the work, you just make the decisions, and you're just sitting at 20k a month. I mean, a $2, $3, $4,000 decision could be that difference. It could be the start of that difference, right? So if that reminds you of you, I recommend you, whatever that leap is, take it, and you'll never regret it. And at least even if it doesn't work, then you'll tell yourself that you tried. That's it.